much for joining us. We hope you are winding up your weekend on a good note. If not, we're here to make a difference and hope we will make a difference in the positive side of things. This is Woman 360. Today, our focus is on various things that many people think about and really do not act on. Have you had an experience where you want to help out a woman, you want to make a difference in a woman's life, and it prompts you to do something, or it's just an idea, but you haven't had the courage to do so? The women that we're talking to today, the ladies that we're going to engage with today, are those that have formed a foundation from an experience that they had, seeing women doing things that can make a difference. Women who are able to not only go to school, not finish school, but impart some skills and knowledge into the woman to make a difference in society. Many people talk about issues of women not working together, not holding each other's hand to make a difference. This 20 to 30 minutes will make a difference after watching this piece. Now, women empowerment has been talked about a lot when it comes to sharing knowledge, when it comes to sharing skills, and issues of how the community responds to this is also another thing. This piece we're going to show you is talking about what the alternative is from, if you are a dropout, what can you do? How can you impart knowledge in not only yourself, but another person? The young ladies we're about to talk to are making a difference by getting into the communities, sharing as much knowledge as they can, sharing the finances that they have to make a difference in society.
Cause I know I'm good. No weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. I smoothly love on with God by my side, I can do all things. Any tongue that rises up against me shall be put to shame. With God by my side, I can do all things. Any tongue that rises up against me shall be put to shame. Koma beyesa, kuyesa beyesa, mama, kunifikila mudoti, no nilete lambuka. Koma lelo takula, kula bila, bela bila, bola bila, bela bila, bola bila, bela bila. I speak love on se munani tema. God mukari muwela tieni fikani muzani pesa. Cause I know I'm good. No weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. I smoothly love on se munani tema.
Mamene alibe chimo aime aliteme. I live my life with no regrets, Ngulube sembe. Alionse muntu ama peze kama situations. It's a time for everything, my trials and my tribulations. Every day we pray, lead us not into temptation. Yes, uni watu wonse ndise. Bantu bamozi ziko la tuizafende la tika nilila pamozi. Tika imba pamozi noku vina pamozi. Take a stand for one another. Bring no harm to your brother. Look out for your sister and give love to your mother. Life can be messy, bring those strangers, it's alright. Don't give up, just know everything gonna be alright. They say that's what you make it, so I'm out here trying to make it. Wanna live to say I made my mama proud, that's a blessing. Black skin, big hair, big dreams, get green, walk with a purpose and build your esteem.
It gives me more strength, it gives me more purpose. I fully love on Semunani Tema. Got Mukari Mobility and if you come me Musani Pesa. Cause I know I'm good. No weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. I fully love on Semunani Tema.
I cook, clean, and maintain the home. But why can't he stay home? How can I deal with my boss who can't understand that I am both a career woman and a mother? How can I be ambitious and be a 21st century woman but still maintain my status as an African woman? I would do my part and everything will fall in place. I am beautiful, makeup is just to enhance me. With time management, I can grow my career, be a good mother and partner.
The Women's Economic Empowerment Project is a non-government organization that I founded when I was 16, and it aims to end and economically emancipate women and youth in local communities and rural areas by the provision of free to vet skills training, financial literacy programs. You find the issue is not that women in these communities don't know how to make money, because obviously we have marketeers and people that sell vegetables on the road, and they make 2 kwacha almost every day or something like this, and there will always be a direct need for the money at home. So when they learn how to save, budget and spend, they're able to better provide for their families, and they're better to be women-led household incomes. I founded the Women's Economic Empowerment Project when I was 16 years old. At the time, I had a personal business that I transformed into this social enterprise that shares skill, initiative, networks, and knowledge with women for free. Because I had a side hustle and it was getting me extra income that I needed as a 16-year-old, we had a problem of every weekend there would be 2 knocks at the gate, and it would be women coming from 2 areas, Kaunda Square and Ngulube, and they were always seeking piecework, and they would offer to sweep the entire house and wash all of our clothes and even make dinner for either a bag of millimil or 20 kwacha. And they reminded me a lot of my own mother. Growing up, we grew up in a 1-bedroom house, and our household income was controlled by my single mother, and it was me, my sister, my brother, my grandmother. She had to take care of 12 people, and we were all squatted in a 1-bedroom house. And I know that she had an entire family depending on her as well, and an entire community with people always coming to the door asking for help. So these women that would come, usually with a baby on their back, reminded me of my own mother. And they also just needed someone to believe in them and give them an extra push. They had no idea on how to gain access or information to better job or business opportunities. Some of them didn't even go as far as learning how to read or write English. So we decided that we would share. I decided at the time I would share the skill set that I had with them. And what started off alone as a sole founder has grown into a team of these amazing women that we work with, some that we indirectly work with, and they're willing to share the skills that they have learned through university and college at TVET level with the women coming from the local and community and local and rural areas that we work with. So the organization, I think, as a project from about 2015, from around 2015, but it's really only grown to an organization with a constitution and full-time team members and amazing partners from last year. And our impact has been that one of the programs we have is a job shadow. So after you learn how to get job ready and you get practical entrepreneur training and entrepreneur leadership exercises as well, you go for a 1-week job shadow. Last year, our job shadows were 1 month. And all of our job shadow programs resulted in full-time employment. One of our girls, her name is Wendy Nakawanga, and she comes from Kaunda Square. She went for job shadow at a company called Chitenge, and initially she was just a sales rep, but with the skills and how she had been taught to take on initiative with us, she was able to work her way up to the top as manager, and she was able to create 5 job positions for girls that are coming from training from our organization for the job shadow as sales reps. Another student we have is Irene, and Irene did not complete her grade 12, and so it was several attempts of trying to get her grade 12 certificate completed, and we sponsored her education, and right now we still support her school, and Irene is studying to be a nurse at Eden University. Another story I can share is of Ruth, who was one of our inaugural alumni girls, and Ruth studied at TVET skill cosmetology and beautician, and Ruth was able to create income for herself and take herself to a university in Congo where she enhanced the qualifications she had with us and came back to the organization, and she decided to return as a trainer. So we are majority self-sustaining NGO. We have a social enterprise that is known as Yoni Steam Zambia, and we manufacture feminine wellness products that are organic. They're sold in countrywide stores, and we provide a really holistic service at the spa. So the profits that come from Yoni Steam Zambia, after paying off all of its employees, is now used to fund all our programs and the hub. Initially, we started off in my mother's backyard with a makeshift tent that I made. I literally sewed white bed sheets that I bought for 10 kwacha from Salaula and sewed them together to make like a tent. And it's grown into a full functioning youth hub now with programs, and we're able to have many partners, local, global, international also. And so I know that there are a lot of youth out there that want to start something of their own and maybe are worried about where they will get the source of funds. You can apply for funding online. It's a very tedious process for us, and that's why we decided to have our own social enterprise.
I have been working with WEEP. I think on a voluntary basis. I started about last year, end of the year, and I just came on to teach one course. It was a stress management one session, actually, not even a course. And this year I came on as a full-time volunteer, and now I'm the programs coordinator. It's what inspired me is the work that they do. It's the inspiration and the difference that you see in these girls that they're working with. One of the one that stuck with me the most is probably the attendance. When we first came, it was a bit of a challenge to get people into the hub or to come for the programs, but now we have recurring people. So we have people who will be here every Thursday, every Wednesday, every Monday, and sometimes we even run out of chairs. So we have to bring in the cushions and they sit on the floor. The response is quite good. And we gauge response by how many times they attend the session and how many times they come back for the session, or how vocal they are, because a lot of them are quite shy, like most of the time they won't speak. So our gauge for that is usually how they respond during the sessions, and also how recurring are they? Are they coming every Monday? Are they here every Wednesday? So usually that's our gauge for seeing their response. I think it's quite difficult to be sure that it has an impact, but it's trying to get as many people through, trying to get as many people here, just so that they can experience the hub, so that they can experience our trainer, our hub manager, experience us in the office, experience each other in the community. The one thing we're trying to build, the most important thing we're trying to build, is that social responsibility of the community to each other, to themselves. So as long as we feel like we're creating that social impact in the community, as long as we feel like we're making a difference, even just to one person, because that one person then takes it to their family. So we have Mental Health Mondays, Women's Talk Wednesdays, and SRHR, that's Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights, Thursdays. So on Mental Health Mondays, have only been running for about 2 months now. It's a group mental health session. So we have a volunteer with us who comes every single Monday from 11 to about 1 p.m. Sometimes they last longer, to be honest. So they talk about issues of mental health because that's quite a big issue in our community that we don't talk about. So they talk about things like anxiety and stress, and I think the other mental health, they were talking about suicide and how that affects the person, how the things that people are going through to commit suicide and how that suicide affects the people around them. So the mental health sessions are something that are helping not just the community, but even we have so many people from outside of the community who come through, and that's usually the session that happens in the mental health garden. And we only have a certain number of chairs, and because we want to make it like an open space, we usually have, there's too many people, they have to share chairs, and it can be quite inspiring to see, there's people who are going through things and they want help. And we have our Moments Talk Wednesdays. These are usually just inspirational kind of career talks a lot of the time. So in the community, we have a lot of young girls especially who don't think that they can achieve the things that they want to. Even most of the time, they will say that they want to be something because they've put it in their mind that's what they can be. So we bring in these very inspirational women who come in and they give them talks and they tell them about their journeys. A lot of them started in places similar to these young girls, and so they can relate to that, and they leave and they feel as if, okay, I can be something one day. And that's what we're also trying to create in these young women, is that feeling of you can achieve whatever you put your mind to. And our SRHR, this is an attempt to try to raise awareness of sexual and reproductive health rights in the community, because we have a lot of girls who are not aware of menstrual management or hygiene, and a lot of, not just girls, even women, even young women and older women who aren't aware of things like yeast infection, and there's a lot of taboos also in the community. So there's a lot of beliefs behind certain things, behind periods, behind teen pregnancies. So our SRHR sessions are an attempt to try to abolish some of these taboos, an attempt to try and educate people on what actually is happening to, especially young women. We try to get men in, but they feel uncomfortable with a lot of the topics that we tackle. And also the women sometimes feel uncomfortable with the presence of men, especially when we're talking about menstrual management and menstrual hygiene. So it's just an attempt to try to tackle a lot of the taboos that happen in our communities, not just in the local communities, in homes in Zambia. I wouldn't want you to forget anything, but if you could take away one thing, it's just how you impact other women. So your story and the way that you live your life, a lot of the time we don't think that we can be a mentor, we can give advice to people because we think, I'm too young. And a lot of the people who work in our organization actually are young women, and we're working for young women and older women, and so it's very difficult to be professional and young, because in Africa a lot people look at you like, but you're a child. So the one thing we want everyone who passes through our hub to take away is the difference that you can make in someone's life, as little as you think you can.
I cook, clean, and maintain the home. But why can't he stay home? How can I deal with my boss who can't understand that I am both a career woman and a mother? How can I be ambitious and be a 21st century woman, but still maintain my status as an African woman? I will do my part and everything will fall in place. I am beautiful, makeup is just to enhance me. With time management, I can grow my career, be a good mother and partner.
I hope that that chat there, that story there has motivated somebody out there to make a difference, to inspire somebody else to, in their own way, either financially or even in a way that you think is minimal or small, but can make a difference in someone's life. Social issues in Zambia, in Africa, are some of those that are looked at to be simple matters that you can handle and process mentally. But clearly, WIP is showing that these mental issues, these social issues, are one of those that can cause you to have a breakdown as a person and lead you to commit suicide, that we've seen happening in many young people in our country. Even basic things such as hygiene are looked at. Such a pleasure to see people making a difference in their own simple ways. We hope this story did motivate you and actually inspire you to make a difference in your own way as a person out there, to make a difference in people's lives of late. That was our story for today. Join us next week again for more information on the woman.